Today's horoscope from Astrocademy. To better understand each zodiac sign's sexual temperament, it's important to look at their planetary rulers. For you, Mars rules over your life. Mars is the planet of sex and passion and is one of the most aggressive and primal planets in the heavens. This means you have one of the most hungry and intense sex drives. Even in pursuing love, you like to take a direct, fast approach to pursuing whoever or whatever it is you're after. In all matters of love and sex, you are a true warrior. Use this energy now. What do you want to focus on? Prepare to feel a little flighty at work today when the moon enters curious Gemini. The playful lunar energy will encourage you to flit from coworker to idea to task all day long. So, you might be everywhere at once thanks to the mutable moon. While this could be great for connecting with coworkers through conversation or multitasking, it could also be challenging to focus on one thing at a time. Create a to-do list to check throughout your day to ensure you meet your responsibilities. While the moon's departure from your income sector will bring the weekend's eclipsing full moon to a close, and this will take the pressure off the sun and planets in your financial sector, both sides of the financial fence are emerging from this empowered. A friendly aspect between Venus on the job and Uranus on the income front is helping to capture the momentum this has created, while Mercury's smart head for money and Mars' warrior spirit is turning any financial tension into motivation on the other side of the financial fence. The aspect of the day gives you needed assistance with the burden you carry about how it's all going to come together. The planets take the pressure off and say, just watch. That's what you must try to do this month. Just watch as life unfolds as effortlessly as it always has, when you stay out of the way, that is. Do your part by eating right and exercising at least 3 times a week. Then let the celestial atmosphere work its magic. Before entering a beneficial period rich in learning experiences, you are going to have to be pragmatic and have your mind on the now. Until then, take a break, escape, and avoid power games with the people you collaborate with or your family and friends. Rather, ask yourself some questions on your true desires and the meaning that you want to give your life. Don't hesitate to start a phase of introspection and inner searching to discover your personal legend. Give philosophy a bigger place in your search for happiness. While the heat is coming off yesterday's eclipsing full moon in your income sector and its clash with the sun in your financial sector, it is the planets on both sides of the financial fence that are keeping the tension high while at the same time increasing the potential for a breakthrough. This might create some financial tension as Mercury and Mars, aligned in your financial sector, clash with Jupiter in your income sector. However, with Jupiter separating from a friendly aspect to Venus in your work sector, this can easily be turned into motivation on both sides of the financial fence. On a day when life is likely to be busy and even pulling you in different directions, it might feel like the love and relationship gods have abandoned you. Instead, with more than enough input from both over recent months, it is now more about making time and space in your life for things to happen naturally. Today is also a day for working on your confidence, and especially when it comes to what you believe you deserve from love. Our eyes in the sky. Before leaving an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart today, the moon will spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to Pluto in your financial sector, as it does with each monthly visit. The difference is that this is their first encounter since Pluto turned direct, and as he will be leaving again in January, this will give you an intuitive sense that the tide has turned, as well as a chance to look to the future with confidence. It is just as the moon is wrapping up the weekend's eclipsing full moon in your career sector with a friendly aspect to Pluto in your work sector that Venus, in her last full week in your income sector, moves into a friendly aspect to Uranus on the career front. This wraps up an important few days across the income, work and career fronts, but with things continuing to evolve as Venus not only works to make her final days as lucrative as possible but to leave you with something that you can commit to. It is just before leaving your work sector and wrapping up the weekend's eclipsing full moon that the moon will spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to Pluto, for the first time since his direct turn in your income sector. With the brakes off, this allows the tail end of the wave this has created to give income potential a nudge, just as Venus, the planet of money, is working to make the most of her last full week in your career sector. A tendency to push yourself forward creates an adverse impression with the people you meet. Even if it's not intentional, your attitude disrupts any potential for things to run smoothly. Try to restrain yourself. Otherwise, you're unlikely to impress anyone, since your boastful manner makes you seem conceited and unapproachable. As you cannot know what the future holds and things can change quickly, prepare to be flexible, also in financial matters. You might suffer unpleasant consequences if you make a big investment or acquisition now. If you're given this advice, remain skeptical and take some time to consider, as the information might not be the best. The moon moves from Taurus to Gemini today. This lunar switch allows us to discuss the events that unfolded during the lunar eclipse. If the eclipse energy is making a situation cause emotional hurt of some kind, it's important to let out any pent-up emotions while discussing it with friends. The more you hold things in, the harder it will be to release the energy and move past it. It is halfway between the Sun's departure from your work sector last week and Venus' return next week, that the moon makes a well-timed return to your income sector. As well as returning to ensure your nose for money is sharp in the heart of the working week, and as you prepare to move into the new month, this is a chance to get a sense of where the money is before Venus, the planet of money, returns to steer work and job matters in a lucrative direction. It's hard to bring your feelings under control calmly and rationally. If you don't, you make decisions you later come to regret. Conversely, if you're normally a calm person, who keeps their feelings to themselves, it is easier for you to show them, enabling you to create clarity, to deepen and improve on any personal relationships in which you're involved. If you plan to make some financial transactions, wait a little and think things over at your leisure. There are some obstacles in the way that prevent the matter being handled as smoothly as you imagined. Even though you'd like to buy something, far better to wait if you want a favorable outcome. Be careful with your health and avoid pushing yourself too far. Circumstances sometimes result in greater difficulties arising than you might expect, and for this reason you need to save and ration your energy. Take a step back, don't get unduly stressed. Being too ambitious doesn't help you achieve your goal.